Hello everyone, welcome back to the Drivers Room. We're in the Sunday League again today, and we're in the final round, round 8 of season 6, and we're in tier 1. We're at Suzuka today in the Aston Martin V8 Vantage S, and we're using racing tyres. So I'll try to bring a quick graphic up of the table as it stands at the moment. That's before we have a grid walk. And on pole today we have F1. Starting on the super softs, he's third in the championship at the moment on 97 points. He has 1 DNF and scored 2 points in round 6, so can improve on that. Only 10 points off of first place at the moment. And in second place we've got Alex, also starting on super softs. He's second in the championship at the moment, 105 points, 2 points off the top, and he won the last round, so we're looking to carry on that form. In third place we have Chris, starting on the softs. He's 5th in the championship at the moment on 68 points. Second place in round 6 is his best result this season. In 4th place we have Smith, our championship leader. He's on 107 points. He's 2 points above Alex, but when you take the worst 2 results off, he's in a slightly stronger position. So Jamie feels it's his championship to lose at the moment. And in 5th place we have Knee Jogger. He's got racing softs on the front and super softs on the back. He's 6th in the championship at the moment on 63 points. 4th place in the table is achievable today, so I'll be looking for a strong result. In 5th place we have Drsl, starting on super softs. He's 4th in the championship at the moment, 70 points. Has Chris and Knee Jogger in a battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. In 7th place we have myself, DJ Rice, starting on super softs. I'm 7th in the championship at the moment on 51 points, the best result of the season. Last round picked up a 3rd place. In 8th place we have Lorcas on the super softs. He's 8th place in the championship also, so just by myself on 44 points. He's missed 3 rounds this season, but has managed a 3rd, 4th and 5th place so far. So strong driver. And in 9th place we have Hydro Type, starting on the super softs. He's 12th in the championship on 20 points, but he's literally raced 1 round and won that round. So unfortunately hasn't been that active this season. Definitely one to watch this race. In 10th place we have Muller, starting on the super softs. He's 9th in the championship, only got 33 points, but he has missed 4 rounds this season, and 2 4th place finishes have been his best results. And at the back today we've got Daz in 11th, starting on the softs. He's 10th in the championship at the moment on 27 points, only 6 behind Muller, and picked up a 4th in round 6. So I think he cemented his place in tier 1. So yeah, that's our grid walk today. Let's get underway. So here we are then at Suzuka, as we're about to get underway. So we ride on board with the pole sitter F1. Have a look back through the grid. As we're underway, everyone gets away cleanly. So everyone's had an even start there. As you come down to the first turn, you've got Alex just on the inside. Everyone retaining positions there. So coming up to the S's for the first time. Chris just holding Smith off, as Alex looks like he's had a bit of a moment as he runs wide through the S's. He has a massive moment. He's dropped right to the back of the grid. That's a shame. As Alex down to 11th, F1 still in 1st. Yeah, Alex starting from 2nd. There's a massive moment on lap 1 in the S's, and drops right back to 11th. So I think yeah, he really needed strong points here to keep himself in contention for the championships. He's got Smith in 3rd still. Championship leader. Obviously also looking for a strong finish. It's a little bit wobbly coming out of the hairpin as they go through. It's 200R in it. It's long right hander. Come up the spoon for the first time. F1 still in the lead. Chris in 2nd, Smith in 3rd, Knee Jogger in 4th, As just following Chris through Spoon, coming onto the back straight. Just about retaining second, but so Smith's had a really good run out of the Spoon corners, coming up to 130R for the first time. Looks like Chris has run wide there. He's going to have the inside of the hairpin, but no, he slots back into third place. So we've got Smith up into championship leader. Smith up in the second place. Chris dropping back to third. Lee Jogger in fourth. Drsl in fifth. Myself in sixth. Got Hydro Type making a move on Lucas from 8th place. So Hydro's already moved himself up from 9th to 8th. Looks like he's going to. Doesn't look like he's quite alongside. No, he slots back into 8th. So Lucas takes the racing line into the first corner. Lucas still holding Hydro Type off at the moment. So N-class cars on racing tyres. Not the best combination. A lot of body roll on this car, joined with excessive grip from racing tyres, can make the body movement a little bit unpredictable, a little bit snappy. So everyone's going to have to be on their toes for this half an hour race. Hydro in 8th still, Muller in 9th, Daz in 10th, Alex got himself on the back of the grid now in 11th after that early mistake. And leader F1 just keeping Smith at bay at the moment. So F1 still mathematically in with a chance of taking this championship. So already got the extra point for pole. Just a second, and so Dsl's putting Lee Jogger under a little bit of pressure. Just coming down the back straight now. Through 130R, nice and tidy. So looks like Hydro Types. He's got the inside for the Casio triangle. Yeah, he gets the job done, moves himself up into 7th place. Lucas down to 8th now. Hydro, very, very quick drive. I think he had an issue in qualifying to be starting 9th, but see if he can pull away from Lucas here. 9th, Daz in 10th, still holding Alex off in 11th. Chris still holding on to 3rd place, doing well on the soft tyre. Got Lee Jogger on the mixed compounds behind. And Drsl on the super softs in 5th place, so Drsl will be looking to make a move on these guys soon, I think. Himself in 6th, yeah, it looks like Hydro Type's moving himself up the field again. Probably get himself in a position to make a move on me soon, to come through the hairpin. Bit of smoke there, a little bit untidy. Not going to do the tyre wear any good. Just coming up Spoon. Looks like Alex has got ahead of Daz somewhere. He looks to make a move on Muller as well. Very unfortunate mistake on the opening lap. So joint F1 coming through 130R. So Smith still close behind. Chris, Lee Jogger and Drsl 3rd, 4th and 5th also also in a bit of a battle at the moment. Could play into the hands of Hydrotype, who's already pulled a gap to myself, so yeah, looks like Hydro's got ahead of myself somewhere. Up into 6th place, we're down to myself down to 7th, Lucas in 8th. Alex up in the 9th, so he's got ahead of Muller as well. Looking to make a move on Lucas. So Smith picks up a massive penalty somewhere, so that's gonna cost him. It's quite a hard track to shave time off of your penalty. So Nijogger's still sticking to Chris's bumper at the moment. Front tyre wear pretty similar on these two guys, so see the back end stepping out a little bit for Nijogger through the Degneys. Hydro in 6th, still setting purple times, getting closer to these guys in 3rd, 4th and 5th. Yeah, quickest men on track at the moment, he's got a bit of clean air. Myself in 7th, just doing enough to keep Lucas out of my slipstream, who seems to be coming under a bit of pressure from Alex. Daz has closed the gap to Muller a little bit. Just rejoin F1 down the back straight. Got a comfortable gap to Smith now. It seems to have fallen back. Seems to be losing a bit of time. Front tyre's giving up a little bit. And Chris has closed that gap right up. He's also pulled a little bit of a gap to Nijogger as well, so but Drsl still very close to Nijogger. Hydrotype closing the gap even more between these guys. Myself in 7th. Looks like Alex is taking an early pit, and he smashed into the wall into the pit entry. Oh, that's gonna. He does a donut, spins around, finally gets into the pit. That's gonna cost him about 3 or 4 seconds. Only run light damage in Drsl, so he doesn't have to get the repairs. Get the damage repaired. But yeah, that's what a shame after a massive mistake on lap 1 in the S's. He decides to pit early. So obviously on a 2-stopper, losing a bit of time in traffic, and smashes into the pit wall. Alex having an absolute nightmare at the moment. Just coming up to the 10-minute mark. Tyre wear not looking too bad on F1. I think Smith struggling a little bit more, finding it harder to extract decent lap times when the tyres start going off. Chris closing that gap in 3rd. Racing Soft's not looking too bad, but he's in 2-minute 11s last time around, so pretty quick still. Drsl still right on Nijogger's bumper, as he has been since the start of the race pretty much. Going through 200R. Is he going to take the inside of Spoon? No, he slots back in. Nijogger just doing enough to stay ahead of Drsl at the moment. Hydrotype very, very close to these guys now. He's going to start picking up that slipstream. We'll see where he is when he comes onto the main straight. Myself in 7th, Lucas in 8th. Similar gaps between us. Muller and Daz still having a fight in 9th and 10th. Alex in 11th now after that early pit stop. F1 just come through the Casio triangle. Is he going to pit? No, so he goes round again, and it looks like Smith's really under pressure from Chris there as he dives into the pits. So it looks like Smith has opted for a 2-stopper. Unless he goes to a harder compound and has a longer stint next time around. So Chris moves up into 2nd, Knee into 3rd, Drsl into 4th, Hydro in 5th, myself into 6th. So Smith taking on a fair bit of fuel, rejoins the race in 8th place. I say takes on fuel, I don't think he did, it's just under half a tank, so it's probably a long pit stop at this track. yeah, judging by that, I don't think he took any fuel on at all. So he's going to be lighter, needs to put in a quick stint now and not get caught up in too much traffic. This Hydro type's right on the back of Drsl now, who's yeah, knee jogger Drsl. Hydro looks like Chris isn't too far ahead of this group either, so second, third, fourth and fifth, barely a second separating these guys at the moment. Just coming up to the hairpins, everyone keeping it neat and tidy. See what kind of exits they get. Looks like Drs has had a good exit. Knee joggers under pressure again as they go for 200 up to Spoon. So knee jogger drifts out to the left hand side, so he's going to have the defensive line into Spoon, half unintentionally I think, but he's late on the brakes. Drsl makes the move. His knee jogger just outbrakes himself a little bit. Drsl undercuts him and moves himself up into third place. Hydro type right on the back of knee jogger as well now. He'll be looking to get ahead. Very good tyre wear from Hydro as well at the moment. So going to 130R on lap 6. There's a sort of body roll on these cars, so once you get a bit of tyre wear, the turn-in becomes a lot more difficult, and yeah, you'll start losing chunks of time. So with the excess body roll, you're going to get more understeer and more tyre wear. Hydro type's right on the bumper of knee jogger here as we ride on board with Hydro as he backs off into the first couple of corners. Drsl just staying in contention with Chris up ahead as they come through the S's. See knee jogger getting a little bit loose, losing momentum through the S's. It's quite a difficult track to overtake on, to be fair. As you can see the overspeed Hydro has, but they come up to the Degners, he just slots back in again. Looks like Drsl closed the gap to Chris a little bit again, so Chris is going to come under a bit of pressure. Drsl on a really good run of form at the moment in the DRSL and D-Rec. He's had a strong run of results recently. Come from 200R up to Spoon. Chris has just done enough now. Has he gone a little bit wide? Yeah, he's on the green stuff. So that's gonna. Drs has made a mistake as well. So Chris just about gets away with his mistake, but Drsl somehow, for some reason, picks up a penalty. Loses masses of momentum coming out of Spoon onto the back straight, and Hydro gets ahead of as well. The Hydro type made up 2 places there, I think. The Hydro type up to third. Chris holds on to second, and. Yeah, complete mix-up there. It's knee jogger getting on the back of Drsl again. It's F1 pitting from the lead on the 15-minute mark, so it looks like Chris is pitting as well. And Hydro type carries around for another lap. His tyre wear's pretty good. See what kind of time he can do in clean air. He's one of the quickest men on track at the moment. And here comes Smith to take second place. After that early pit stop, I think he's committed to a 2-stopper now. He's on the super softs again. Yeah, the undercuts worked and he's got himself up into second. As Daz doesn't pit but runs wide into turn 1. Daz was in third place then after not pitting, so F1 reclaims third place. So Daz drops back behind Alex and Chris as well. So yeah, it's going long on his first stint. Tyre wear looking okay. He was up into third place. Went wide into turn 1's, dropped right back down to 6th. So you got knee jogger in 7th, Drs in 8th, both having pitted as well by the looks of it. They rejoin the racetrack, 7th and 8th. myself in 9th, Lucas in 10th, and looks like Muller's pitted as well, so Muller in 11th. As rejoin Hydro, just setting the pace out in the lead now. So it looks like Alex and Chris having a bit of a battle. Alex having pitted really early. Yeah, he's done well to get himself back up to 4th, does have to pit again, but he's got himself into a better position, gets ahead of Chris. Chris comes back out on the softs again, obviously feels more comfortable on the slightly harder compound, and he'll be good to the end of the race, I'd imagine, as well. Daz in 6th, just got his got himself back up to speed. He's just about hanging on to the back of these guys. Imagine he's going to pit at the end of this lap though. Lee Jogger in 7th, myself in 8th, Des in 9th, Lucas in 10th. So has Lucas lost a place to Des? I'm not sure. There we go, we've got Hydro pitting from the lead. Smith carrying on again by the looks of it, so he's going to take provisional lead of this race. F1 just coming onto the main straight now. Imagine Hydro will drop back a little bit as he's got to take a fair bit of fuel on. So we join Alex in 3rd. Is that yellow flag for Hydro rejoining the track? Yeah, I think so. So Hydro rejoining the race in 5th place. So Alex has gone wide into turn 1. Chris back up in the 3rd. Probably no, Hydro hasn't got ahead, but he will be very close now. So Alex with another big mistake there. He's having a torrid time in this round 8. So 2nd place in the championship at the moment, but yeah, needs a strong result to improve on these best 6 results. So I've got Knee Jogger in 6th, myself up to 7th, Des in 8th, Lucas in 9th. Looks like Des has pitted, so he's back out in 10th, just ahead of Muller. These two guys who carry on their fight. Smith in 1st place now. Obviously his fuel's very low, so maybe, yeah, it's just gone critical. We'll probably pit at the end of this lap. F1 not that far behind, so he's we'll see where Smith feeds back into the race after his 2nd stop. I think he'll have a lot of work to do to get himself back up the grid. The one stopper seems to be the way to go this race. We've got Hydro in 4th, Alex in 5th. They're just doing enough to stay ahead of Lucas at the moment. It's like Daz has pulled a little bit of a gap to Muller already. Muller struggling with this Aston Martin, and it looks like Smith pitting from the lead, so this will put F1 back up into the lead quite comfortably as well, I think. Next man down the track, we've got Chris just coming onto the main straight. Looks good, 3 or 4 seconds behind. Hydro type really on the charge now. So he's closing that gap to Chris. Car moving all over the place, under braking as we've joined Knee Jogger, and Smith just slots into 5th place. So that's Smith, his final pit of the race, and will be good to the end of the race now. Be very quick, but he's got a lot of work to do. So F1 well up the road now. Myself in 6th after that round of pit stops. Drsl in 7th. So we rejoin Hydro, putting the pressure on Chris. He's coming through the Dunlop curb up to the Degners. Chris has got the inside of the, has he? It's side by side. That's not a great place to go side by side through. As Hydro type finds out, just yeah, it's just such a difficult place to overtake, especially when you are, even when you are quicker, because you end up side by side with cars in places that aren't ideal for overtaking opportunities, as I know myself. But you've got to do something. You can't just sit behind a slower car for lap after lap. But we'll see what happens here as they come through 200R up to Spoon. So Duke in positions left and right. Will Chris go defensive? Yeah, sort of. But yeah, he's still staying there. He's doing really well to stay ahead at the moment. I think Hydro Type's probably the quickest man on track. He's on the softer compound. He's got less tyre wear. Yeah, Chris doing a good job at the moment. So they come up to 130R. Hydro Type will just slot in, look to get a good exit onto the Casio triangle. Chris has had a good exit as well. So, oh, he's outbroke himself though. He's just gone straight forward at the chicane. So drops back to third. So Smith's going to be right on his tail now. Smith picks up a 3-second penalty there. Knee jog on 5th, so this lot have bunched right up. So I'm in 6th, 5th place. Why did that jump around? So I'm in 6th, right behind Knee Jogger. Take a little look into the first corner just to unsettle Knee Jogger more than anything, I think. We're really close together now. Smith, massive penalty to get rid of. I said earlier, it's quite a difficult track to ditch a penalty on. It's a very fast flowing track. Yeah, we've got Hydro in 2nd. F1 in 1st. Got 7 minutes left of this 7 minutes left of this race. F1 with a comfortable gap to 2nd place. Hydro going purple though on an absolute charge. Smith also the man at 2-stop, back up to 3rd place, but yeah, I think he's got too much to do now. So the tyre wear advantage he gets over the guys in front will be quite minimal. I generally think looking after your tyres and doing the 1-stopper is the quickest strategy today. Chris in 4th place. Reasonably comfortable gap to Knee Jogger in 5th. Myself in 6th, putting Knee under a little bit of pressure as we come through Spoon. See how unsettled this car is. Drsl in 7th, Lucas in 8th. Alex in 9th now. Daz in 10th, Miller down in 11th. So F1 just coming through the final corner onto the main straight. Setting a 2-minute 12.4 and 2-minute 10.3. That's two seconds he's taken out of F1 on that lap. So there's only 5 minutes left, but that's incredible pace from Hydro Type. He may well close this gap. We've got himself in 6th place, just filling Knee Jogger's mirrors again, and that might just have unsettled Knee Jogger, and he's gone wide into turn 1. So I've moved myself up into 5th place. So I don't know if he was thinking about me making a move into turn 1. It's just enough to miss your braking point by a little bit. See, tyre wear really costs you in these cars. Drsl going to be looking to close the gap and put Knee under pressure. Lucas following behind in 8th. Got Alex in 9th. Had an absolute nightmare today. Daz down in 10th, and Muller in the pits again in 11th. That may well be a permanent retirement from Muller. He's not had fun in this Aston Martin today. So we've got F1 in 1st. Hydro Type closing by more than a second a lap in 2nd place. Let's have a quick look at the timings. So yeah, he's 4.4 seconds behind. I don't think he's got enough time left in this race to close that gap fully. But F1's going to have to be consistent for the end of this, till the end of this race to get this win. So Hydro Type will be in a position to pounce on any mistake, as Chris has a little moment coming out of Spoon. So Alex has got ahead of knee jogger somewhere there. Let's take a little look back. There's rejoin knee jogger coming through 200R. Alex right on his tail, coming into spoon again. So yeah, he's just missed the apex. Yeah, as soon as you touch that astroturfy crap, that green stuff, you just can't get the car back onto the tarmac. So it really costs you around spoon, around turn 1 as well. Yeah, so it's Alex up into 8th place. Lucas going to be closing in on Lucas anytime soon as they come through 130R. Alex looking very quick through there. So Alex, the other man, has done 2 stops today. Really not the way to go. So ride and ball with him down the main straight in Lucas's slipstream. As he goes a little bit too hot into turn 1. Does well to keep the speed up though, and just about gets it back on track. So it seems like Alex got a lot more speed than Lucas at this stage of the race, but Lucas runs a little bit wide through the S's. So that's Alex, and Alex nips ahead, gets into 7th. Jogger down to 9th now. Daz in 10th, yeah, permanent retirement for Miller there in 11th. Rejoin the leader, 28 minutes gone. So it'll be this lap and the next. So he's on his penultimate lap now. So yeah, the Hydro's really closed that gap. Taken another nearly a second and a half out of him on the last lap. You can see him now as well. That's obviously going to add a bit more, probably add a bit more to his pace. When you see the car in front, it tends to make you go a little bit quicker. You see your target. Yeah, nice and tidy through there. Smith in 3rd, looks like he's going to have to settle for 3rd. I don't know the maths off the top of my head, but that may well be enough to take the championship. We'll have to see. We'll have a look at the table after this race. Chris in 4th, myself in 5th, just about hanging on to the back of Chris. Drsl in 6th, Alex up in the 7th, knee jogger down in 8th. Looks like he's about to come under a bit of pressure from Lucas in 9th, and Daz in 10th. So yeah, this is F1 on the final lap now, coming through the S's for the final time. Hydro type ever more closer. Probably about 2 seconds now. So I just don't think, probably needs a couple more laps to really close that gap. But as I say, F1's got to stay absolutely on point for this final lap. So Smith's in a comfortable 3rd position. Chris in a comfortable 4th now. Seems to have pulled a bit of a gap to myself in 5th. Drsl closing the gap to me in 6th a little bit. Alex in 7th, me in 8th, Daz 9th, Lucas down in 10th. Has Lucas had a bit of a moment? I just rejoined Lucas at the end of towards the end of lap 13. So yeah, he's right on knee jogger's bumper at the moment. He's come through the final chicane. Always had a bit of a corner cut there. Oh, 3.5 seconds, so yeah, oh right, okay, so he gets rid of that straight away. And Daz coming through the final bend, as you see, yeah, so Daz taking 9th place off of Lucas after he serves that 3.5 second penalty. He would have had to serve that as a line at the end of the last lap anyway, so moves Daz up into 9th place. So F1 come through the Dunlop curb up to the Degmans for the final time. Yeah, Hydro's a little bit closer, but yeah, I think F1's just about done enough to take the win today, so he's got pole position. He's on for the win. Not too sure, I think, yeah, Hydro Type's got the fastest lap there. Lap 11, 2 minute 10.3, absolutely blitzed anyone else's time, I think. Don't think anyone else was in a 2:10, let alone a low 2:10. Yeah, F1 just doing enough. Smith in third, low fuel. Smith's still got a 2-second penalty to get rid of. Chris not that far behind, and only a 0.2 second for Des to drop. 1.5 seconds for Alex. So like usual, most people try and ditch them at the line, and it can shake things up a little bit. Everyone coming down the back straight into 130R. Absolutely faultless performance today from F1. Pretty much led start to finish. Just the obviously after pitting, Hydra type going longer, and Smith doing the 2-stopper. But around the final bend, yeah, F1 to take the win. Round 8 at Suzuka, Hydra type less than a second behind in the end. Done really well there. So we've got Smith with a 2-second penalty to drop in third place, and Chris has picked up a 3-second penalty as well. So you've got Smith slowing down, Chris slowing down, myself coming round the corner now. I've nicked 4th place. Right, so Smith finished 3rd, I finished 4th. Des has nicked a place off Chris as well for 5th. Chris in 6th, Alex in 7th, Knee Jogger in 8th, Daz in 9th, Lucas down in 10th. Wow, what a race. Right, so here we have the final championship table with the worst 2 results taken away. And as we see, F1 quite comfortable in the end with I think four race wins over the course of the season. Finishes in 1st place, well deserved champion. Smith in 2nd place, Alex 3rd place, only a point behind in the end after an absolute nightmare of a race at Suzuka today. And yeah, so that's the championship table. That's the final race of season 5. Roll on season 6.